All right. Good afternoon, everyone. I'm Chapin, spokesperson for the Gaza Humanitarian Foundation. We're convening this briefing to provide a few operational updates and to answer a few questions. First, overnight developments, excuse me. Overnight, GHF tracked an active Hamas-led disinformation campaign in real time. This deliberate misinformation created an extremely volatile and unsafe environment that put civilian lives at risk. There were numerous reports from locals on the ground, as well as from the IDF, that Hamas told Gazans that GHF distribution sites in the Saudi neighborhood and Khan Yunis were open. They were not. Despite multiple public warnings in Arabic and direct communication to the population, thousands of civilians began moving towards the sites. They were even bused from northern Gaza to the south, mirroring well-documented Hamas tactics going back to 2018, when Hamas bused civilians to riots to provoke unrest. GHF continues to take every precaution possible to safeguard civilians and protect our personnel on the ground. And despite all these provocations, we managed to successfully de-escalate the situation and avoid any casualties or injuries. However, had Hamas been in the crowds, agitating as they did on Wednesday, the outcome would have been very violent and deadly. According to media reports, this is all part of a broader Hamas campaign to influence ceasefire negotiations. Israeli media is reporting that Hamas is fomenting chaos across Gaza, closing markets, stirring up merchants, and yes, pushing crowds toward our aid distribution centers. We urge media outlets and international organizations not to amplify Hamas's propaganda. Lives depend on accurate, verified information. Regarding today's operations, despite these provocations, we are still managing to feed Gazans. As of yesterday, we've distributed 78 million meals in less than 2 months. We are in the process of delivering additional aid at our sites today, despite the very challenging environment and absolute desperation we are again seeing on the ground. We'll have more specific numbers for you later today. Second, GHF is feeding Gaza. The UN is not. The larger backdrop to these provocations is that GHF remains the only organization reliably delivering aid at scale in Gaza. According to Kogat, the UN has not transported food into Gaza in over a week. The UN, an organization that has condemned our aid distribution methods and has routinely stated that they are the only ones with the expertise to do so, has given up distribution altogether. Media reports claiming the UN is, quote, not allowed to deliver aid in Gaza are false. The truth is simple. The UN can't deliver aid, not because they aren't permitted to, but because they are unable to operate in this environment without adapting, which they refuse to do. More than 400 UN distribution points inside Gaza sit empty, while thousands of pallets of aid wait, untouched. This aid isn't stuck at the border. It's already inside Gaza. It's not a question of access. It's a question of execution. Whether the paralysis is due to truck looting, Hamas intimidation, driver strikes, or bureaucratic failure, the outcome is the same. People go hungry. That is unacceptable. The UN and other major agencies are failing to meet the moment. For example, we learned recently that WFP has stopped delivering aid in Gaza due to their own security concerns and their drivers going on strike. Instead of acknowledging that they can't function under current conditions, they blame a lack of access to deflect from reality. GHF was created to do what others won't or can't. We are on the ground, adapting in real time, and getting food to the people who need it. If the UN and others need help safely delivering aid, GHF is ready and able to support. But no one can claim to be serious about humanitarian relief while standing on the sidelines. Over the last several days, we have seen an increase in desperation among our aid seekers and larger crowds showing up to our sites. GHF is now the only operation delivering food into Gaza. It's not enough. We have said that many, many times. The UN and other humanitarian groups need to get off the sidelines and either find a way to deliver their aid or let GHF help deliver it for them. All of our calls for collaboration have been rebuffed. Enough is enough. Third, our direct distribution model is expanding. In response to overwhelming demand, GHF is expanding our pilot program for direct-to-community aid delivery. As of today, we've had thousands of local NGOs, neighborhood groups, and families reach out to apply to participate in our community distribution program. We are currently reviewing the requests and have sent 200 of them, a more formal application. Of those, 150 have already responded, and we are working now to vet and onboard those who qualify. This is a multi-stage process that includes inquiry, application, and onboarding with vetting criteria in place. That thousands of potential partners reach out to us within a few days speaks to the trust we've built and the urgency of the need. We are scaling this program as quickly and responsibly as possible. Fourth, our flag system rollout. GHF has launched a new operational protocol using a red and green flag system to communicate real-time site status. We hope that the system, which is already in use at SDS3 Con Unis, will allow for more frequent opening and closing of sites throughout the day, improve crowd control, and increased access for aid seekers. But it will only work if the UN and other organizations begin pumping more aid into Gaza at scale. We cannot be the only ones delivering aid. Again, we call on them to let us help them bring their aid into Gaza. This new flag system, which is part of a broader constellation of communication channels with the local population, allows civilians to avoid navigating dangerous terrain or IDF checkpoints without knowing if aid is available. It also removes GHF from dependency on static schedules that are vulnerable to disruption. Here are the key benefits of the flag system. It enables multiple safe openings per day. It reduces morning crowd surges. It improves access for women, children, and the elderly. It alleviates pressure on the IDF to manage civilian crowds, and it counteracts Hamas disinformation with a clear visual indicator of site status. Initial community feedback has been very positive. This model, like our community distribution program, is being refined in real time and is grounded in field intelligence and operational feedback. GHF remains committed to innovation, adaptability, and responsiveness to ensure food reaches civilians safely and at scale. And lastly, we once again call on the broader humanitarian sector to work with us, not against us, to meet the needs of Gaza's most vulnerable. The time to act is now. Thank you,